Hey, what's up, everybody? Lawler here, your inside source for all things Rocket League. A lot to cover today. December 9th officially is the end of the current season, or Season 1 for Rocket League. And Season 2, all the information about what it entails has been released. It's going to be a new car, new music, new arena, an esports shop revamp. A bunch of things are going to be changing. So we're going to be detailing all of that and more in this video. Before we get into that, as always, thumbs up, subscribe, turn on any of the notification stuff, as well as social media is in the description down below if you want to give those a like and follow as well. But with that said, let's get into the news. There's a lot to unpack. So first things first, if you guys haven't seen the trailer, there seems to be a lot of focus in this one about music and excitement in that regard. And it really showcases if the trailer is displaying or showing right now, as well as kind of splash images from the arena itself. But it feels like a concert or an event. It kind of makes me miss LAN, if I'm being completely honest, with all these images that are showing up. So it's a really cool aesthetic and a really cool vibe. And I think it carries over to the whole Rocket Pass, which we'll also be breaking down later in this video. We're going to take this blog post step by step and kind of break that all down and kind of explain things for you all. And then we'll get into the more specific stuff. So we're going to take this blog post and go step by step on everything that is included. And then we are also going to look over the Rocket Pass items, as those have also been detailed. So first things first, they have the trailer. If you should go check it out, it is pretty sick. There's a big focus here that it talks about, and it talks about turning up the volume and picking up the tempo with a very much so music theme to this one. And they're partnering with Cascade, EDM artist that's very, very popular. You should know that. I probably butchered how to say that. But that'll be dropping on December 9th. So it says that the next season of Rocket League will celebrate all things music with a new Rocket Pass, a new arena, a new customization option called Player Anthems, new music and content from Cascade, and much more. Rocket Pass is gearing up for the main stage, and the star of the show is the new car, the Remix, or the R3MX, which is displaying here. It looks actually pretty sick. This new sleek design is ready for all frequencies and unlocked immediately with Rocket Pass Premium, and the final mix, the Remix GXT, awaits at tier 70. So again, in Rocket Pass fashion, there will be a vehicle that levels up as you progress, capping at level 70 with a bunch of different items that have unique and custom inverted variants or holographic variants or whatever it may be. They detail a couple specific items that look pretty slick in their decals, but then they also talk about two new unique goal explosions, the Riser and the Light Show. One of those in the trailer is like a mic dropping, so that should be pretty cool. Kind of a really fun one I hope some people in the 1v1 scene use. But they also say for the first time, some of the items featured in Rocket Pass will pulse and flash to the beat of the music and arena music. So if you're listening to music in-game, your car will also pulsate to line up with that. They then talk about once you have the new vehicle, because they obviously want you to buy the Rocket Pass first, it's time to go check out Neon Fields, the name of the new arena, which quite honestly looks amazing. If you guys did not see the trailer, again, I urge you to go back and check it out. I did see some of the developers talking about, there is a guy that has been notorious for the music and the stuff behind Rocket League, especially in the first iteration or the first volume. His name is by the name of Mike Alt, and it looks like this is a combination of Mike Alt as well as people like Psionics Eric and some of the guys that I know working together. Eric, Art, all those guys. Eric did like all the lighting for Wasteland Night and stuff. But it looks like they are two different departments coming together to work together for this, which I think is really cool. I think it's awesome when you see the collaborations like this and what the trailer team and everybody else can kind of put together. But they do talk about how Neon Fields will open the same time Season 2 goes live on December 9th. You can find it in the online playlist as well as private matches. And as we take a look at some of these screenshots, they look great. To me, it gives me a couple different aesthetics for feeling. Not only does it feel like kind of a Rocket Labs thing, which we'll actually talk about here in a sec, but it also has some of the things like the sunset and stuff in the background that they used from like Sandy Shores days. So I do like this retro 70s, 80s kind of vibe that they have, but it does have a really fun aesthetic to it. The equalizer in the background for the music and stuff, I think is really, really cool. So big fan of this map already. The next thing they talk about is a new customization feature, which is called Player Anthems. And basically what it allows you to do, and in your customization settings, it allows you to kind of have like a walkout music, but it's for when you score. What it does is you can go and pick through the songs in the Rocket League soundtrack, and every time you score, rather than just having the horn or whatever it is for the goal explosion, it'll actually pick a song of your choice, which I think is really cool and just kind of a unique way to celebrate and get yourself hyped every time you do score a goal. The other thing that they end up featuring then is that Rocket Labs is going to be back. We will talk about the details of that at the very end, just because it's easier to go into that in detail before we end it out. So Rocket Labs items and stuff will be talked about next. But the big thing that they're going to be bringing back is Rocket Labs. For those that don't know or who may be new, if you're here from Free to Play Update and past, but Rocket Labs was a rotation. So when you queue 1s, 2s, and 3s, you have the ability to do them in casual. There was another option called Rocket Labs back in the day where they would put in customized maps, things like Neo Tokyo, Wasteland, the weird unique variants where there's like different hills and stuff and different types of maps, which to me leads me to believe that they are finally starting to transition back into the thing we've been asking for a long time. I need unique and fun game modes, not the same generic stuff every single time. And the fact that they're going to be doing that is extremely exciting. So they do talk about Rocket Labs will be added periodically throughout Season 2 as a casual LTM playlist. In this LTM playlist, you'll be able to check out non-standard and even experimental arenas featuring classic soccer as well as other game modes and mutators. I hope this just isn't them putting Spike Rush and stuff into a rotation. If they do, I am going to be furious. I want this to be unique ideas, things that they're challenging and pushing the boundaries on. This is what Rocket Labs should have been from the beginning, is if they take Lethmir's workshop maps and they throw them into a playlist and you feature them for a couple weeks at a time. You get feedback from the community. You figure out if they like it or not, what tweaks you need to make. And rather than just recycling them and never seeing them again, you reiterate and you balance them and then you adapt and make them better. Rather than just being like, it didn't work, goodbye. I didn't know if we were ever going to get this to come back. I honestly thought that because they got burned so heavily on Rocket Labs previously, this is one where they need to not listen to the casuals. Just because people are bad at the game and can't play the mechanics, you can simplify them so it's a little bit more user-friendly, but you don't remove it altogether. I think this is a really big deal, and this is what can make the game last long-term. I do hope that they're going to give the capability of these maps to be able to create private matches and play them in tournaments and otherwise like they do with the old Rocket Labs maps. I think it is absolutely pinnacle that they do that. And if they do, you could see longevity in someone like myself actually playing Rocket League on a more regular basis. I think that's a really big deal. They then also tease that for those that play the predecessors, SARP BC or Supersonic Acrobatic Rocket Powered Battle Cars, that this is going to be another arena that is possibly added. Quotes to the playlist that's an even bigger throwback to the predecessor. Stay tuned later in Season 2 and Rocket Labs will make its LTM debut. So really excited about that. Probably my favorite feature myself. They then also talk about how there's so much stuff coming out with this that there is going to be another blog in about a week here. They're talking more competitive tournament rewards. They're also retooling how you can browse the esports shop. We are finally getting an esports shop revamp. This is something that we've been talking about and waiting for a very long time. But things like that will be coming in a blog next week. The big thing to remember as well is if you guys do have tournament rewards or tournament credits that you have earned, make sure you spend them before December 8th at 4 p.m. Pacific. Everything will reset, so keep that in mind. Last but not least, we're going to take a look at the Rocket Pass to kind of show you guys some of the items. They're talking about kind of the things in detail. This is the item on the side. This is the Remix or the R3MX. This is the newest vehicle that is coming. It does look like a hybrid hitbox, kind of like an Endo kind of style. And this is what it looks like, possibly more upgraded, even though it looks pretty similar aesthetically. They do allow you to do the bundle with 1,000 credits. My recommendation is by playing in Rocket Pass up to a certain level, you make those credits back. I'm pretty sure you make at least 1,000 credits. So you buy one for $10 and then you're good for the rest of your Rocket Pass time, as long as you play. In the actual items, we're going to take a look. The ones at the top are premium, where you have to unlock the Rocket Pass, and the ones on the bottom are free. I'm going to just scroll through these. I'm not going to talk about them. I just want to showcase what they look like for you guys. So I'm going to turn off my camera so you guys can see that.
You were calling me a liar, 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 liar. I've been putting in the hours, I was. And it's coming down to now and now and now and now and never. I was putting in the
You guys can see obviously a lot of different items. Usually the items towards the end and the wheels towards the end here in the gold explosions will have painted versions, unique variants. The other thing I did notice very quickly in these is that they do have different sounds and stuff that come through here. I don't know if those songs are going to be ones that you can unlock and then use for the customization thing that we were talking about, or if they're just different soundtracks. That's also what I think these are too. This is a sound that is premium that is called Brutal Darkness. It's specific to season 2. I don't know if that's, again, a customization option or if it's just more songs or whatnot. But it does look like by just playing in the Rocket Pass, which doesn't cost you anything, you do unlock new music, because this is a Monster Cat track. So I think these are for the custom songs that play when you score, while things like this are going to be specific songs that are actually part of the Rocket League soundtrack. You can see how chaotic and how crazy and how flashy and bright and shiny these things are through some of the customization options. But overall, a lot of things that I think are pretty exciting and pretty cool to see. Again, more cosmetics, but I'm more so focused on the new features like the Rocket Lab stuff and some of the new things that are coming content-wise. That is going to wrap it up for this video. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns about some of the items and some of the features in this, links to the blog post and everything will be down below. But if you have questions, make sure you ask those in the comments as well. I will be doing, obviously, a follow-up video for when that blog post about the esports shop comes out, so stay tuned for that. If you would like to make sure that you don't miss out on that video, easiest way to do so is hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications, as well as if you guys enjoy the content, give it a thumbs up. But that is going to wrap it up for me today. Hopefully we see you guys tomorrow on the V1 broadcast and chat, as we'll be casting that again for day number 2. And I hope to see you there. Peace.